sing my song. I just wanna run and not be gone too long, 'cause this time is precious still. I wanna keep it close to me. I'm wishing on a star to make more time to see. You can always dream. You can't put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. You can always dream. No one's taken that from you. Only you can see it through, just like the way you do. So feed it from your soul and weigh it from both sides. The fulcrum and the tides will give direction that you'll know. You can always dream. You can't put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. When you make the time, it's a game of give and take. When the balance is at stake, you need to take a look inside. Look deep into your heart and remember how it feels. It's where the answer lies and tells you what is real. You can always dream. You can't put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming.
spring, even though it feels, I won't say it. It's cool. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the cool weather and not racing into summer this year. I do. I really appreciate that. So welcome, welcome. I'm Jenn Fay, one of the practitioners here. And let's just take a moment to get centered, take a breath, connect with your heart. And I just want to remind you of the theme for the whole year, being open at the top. And what does that mean for you to be open at the top? Another breath. And so we know the breath blesses us in its ability to just let go of any stress, let go of the morning, and be here, right now. And so let's take a moment to appreciate everybody who's here today. Thank you for coming. And thank you to Ivor in the sound booth who takes care of our audio visual and the music. And it's just, thank you, Ivor. We are looking for help for him. Hopefully we'll find another high school student that's very savvy technically. Also want to say thank you to Lynn for being our music director and musician today. Thank you, Lynn. Yay. Reverend Faith is going to be on the prac piece, so thank you, Reverend Faith. And I'm going to be the host and the speaker today. Yay! I'm delighted to be here and to take those roles. And so if you are here for the in person, just a little reminder, you might want to silence your ringer. And let's see. Okay, I got that all. Just so you know, this service is being recorded, so you can watch it again if you want to. And just reminding you that Ernest Holmes, had that belief about science of mind being a teaching that is alive and ever-changing. He's asking us to be open at the top and yet grounded in spiritual principles. To ask ourselves, do my beliefs measure up to the truth? He calls us to live in a creative what if, to stretch beyond what is comfortable and to embody a spirituality that is growing, the questions, always evolving within us. This month of May, the theme is divine doubt. So we explore the potential, the beauty, and the vulnerability of divine doubt. As the old adage goes, and I had never heard this before, the opposite of faith is not doubt, but certainty. If we refuse to engage doubt, we weaken our faith by forcing it to be only rigidly believed rather than lived into the next insight. Having the willingness to explore and examine doubt alongside faith adds layers of richness to the mystery that simple certainty can never reach. We begin with self-doubt this Sunday, using the relationship we have with our own self-doubt and what the manifestations might be of letting doubt be part of our normal experience. Doubt can be our society has trained us, I think, doubt is uncomfortable. Like if we're in a place of doubt, we're usually not real comfortable with that. And so we're asking to just, hey, what if I just breathe into this doubt rather than hide or deny it? Might we benefit from using doubtful thoughts as an anchor of curiosity, doubt leads to greater trust. So we have an opening song with Lynn.
Right, I hope you'll join in singing our opening song. And if you feel like standing up and singing, that would be wonderful. This is called Now We Are Gathered. Now we are gathered within the harmony of the creation that sings in you and me, making us one. Opening hearts and mind, leaving care behind, giving away to the flow of life divine, keeping us one. One in spirit that calls us together again. One in the presence that hallows the moments we share here and then, for us to bless our way.
All right. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, everyone, for singing that song. Our founding minister wrote that song, and so we're reviving it for a while. Noel McGinnis was the author of that. So, practitioners are here to pray with you. Practitioners are here to hold the light for our center, and they do many things for us. And if you want a prayer after service, practitioners are ready to do what we call a 1-minute miracle with them. And there's a Jenn and I and Inge can pray too. She's a retired practitioner. And so we're here for you if you would like a prayer after service. Also, there are green prayer cards. Over on the table you can find some. People online, you can go to the celebrationcenter.org website and hit prayer, please, and we will be praying with you. These prayers are prayed upon all week, and so we practitioners really enjoy praying. They really do. So we have some buttons out there that I think that says, "I'll pray with me, pray with me." So make my day. Ask me to pray. So I know that our topic today is going to include a lot about peace. And if you notice, we have a peace pole here that we're going to bless after the service also. We had it in our previous building, and we're just now getting around to setting it up. So my readings are about peace and prayer. And so Sharif Abdullah, the author of Creating a World That Works for All, focuses on personal responsibility to achieve global peace. By accepting responsibility, we take effective steps towards our goal, an inclusive human society on a habitable planet, a society that works for all humans and all non-humans. From Patrick Harbula in The Magic of the Soul, he writes, "The World Peace Prayer Society originated in Japan and has offices in several countries around the world. They promote world peace through encouraging people and groups to recite simple prayer, 'May peace prevail on earth,' which is on our peace pole. May peace prevail on earth. This ceremony, which is performed around the world each day, consists of praying for each of the 191 countries of the world in the following words: May peace prevail on earth. May peace be in the United States of America. May peace prevail on earth." And it's recited 191 times to include all the countries in the world. Reciting the prayer for each country creates a repetitive mantra while participants visualize peace going out to each country prayed for. In his book, Secrets of the Lost Mode of Prayer, Greg Braden tells a story of how he was invited to a prayer circle in New Mexico to pray rain. He deliberately does not say pray for rain, as his friend David did not pray for anything. He did not pray for anything. He determined what he needed and prayed as if it was given. And then he expressed gratitude. His friend's prayer was so quick, Greg Braden's response was, "I thought you were going to pray for rain." And his friend smiled and said, "I said I would pray rain. If I had prayed for rain, it could not happen." And so at this time, I invite you to pray peace with me. I invite you to pray peace. And when you hear that word peace, feel what it says to your body temple. Where does it sit in your space right now? So I invite you to take a breath and another. For as we breathe together, we begin to come together. And take a breath that brings your body temple together with a deep inhale, holding it at the top. And letting it out. So knowing there is one mind, one power, one peace, and that we are in that place of one mind and one power and one peace, that we spring forth from that place. There is only one, and we are connected to it, body, mind, and soul. So I speak for peace to be revealed fully in all countries of this world. I speak peace to be revealed in the hearts and minds as individualized aspects of the one mind. I speak of peace being realized in body temples, allowing physical healing to take place easily and effortlessly. I speak peace as an aspect of the divine and the wholeness that comes forth from it. I speak peace in my body temple as an ease reveals itself in all bodily systems. I speak peace flowing in all affairs from the smallest to the largest, even as I know there is no big or small. I speak peace for all. So I speak peace that passes understanding, to be here now, fully and completely orbed in my purview and in unseen places as well. I know that world peace is possible because we can image it and because we can actually feel peace and express it, and it becomes contagious in the world. I speak that we become way showers of peace. So I invite you to breathe peace in. Breathe peace in so fully and completely that you must breathe peace out. Breathe peace in until you are filled with knowing and understanding that it must be released with the out breath. Conscious awareness. And how grateful I am that we come together knowing these aspects of the divine, like peace and love and joy and beauty, are all here for each one of us. I am grateful for everyone showing up as spirit in action. And I give thanks for this day. And as we release, we say yes to peace. And so it is.
We're going to share a beautiful John Lennon song, Imagine.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say we are dreamers, but we're not the only ones. I hope someday all will join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if we can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say we are dreamers, but we're not the only ones. We hope someday all will join us, and the world will live as one. Bravo.
Thank you, Lynn. You're welcome. So, because we're having our little ceremony after service for our peace poll, and there's been a lot of discussion recently. I'm sure it's not just in our community, it's probably around the world, about peace, about world peace. What happened to, the sense of peace that we had, and so I was talking to Reverend Raymond Anderson, most of you know him, and he he was talking about this book that he finished reading called Creating a World That Works for All. Does that sound familiar? That book was written in 1999. So a little bit before our organization adopted that for its mission. Very interesting. So I'm not sure if, it doesn't matter. There's no competition who got the idea first, but I just thought it was interesting. And so I want to share just a little bit from that book. I have not finished it. But in the very beginning, in the introduction, Sharif Abdullah talks about, he kind of is dividing the world into these categories. And it's just for the purpose of understanding, like, okay, why are we where we are? And of course, that was 1999, but hey, we're still here. We're still in challenging times. And maybe it's just the way of the world. Maybe it's all part of the divine plan that, okay, let's be challenged so we can evolve. But, and so these categories, we probably have all found ourselves, and there's only really 3 categories. That we probably found ourselves, expressing from each one. And the first one he calls is breakers. And that, the breaker people, we know many of them because they have a view that they're creating a world that works for me, them. And so their basic belief system is around, I am separate from everyone else, and there is not enough. And so that kind of belief system gives people permission to try and control all aspects of life through the military, through politics, through economics, the ecology, through genetics and science. And Abdul believes that this way of thinking is what causes all global crisis. It stems back to that belief system. And so because breakers are great at manipulating the physical environment, they aren't so great at being aware of the spiritual realities and consequences of their belief system. And he believes the biggest issue in general for the universe, or let's just say the earth, and people, is a sense of spiritual starvation, that people are not attuned to a spiritual life. And so if you don't have a belief system like that, I can see where you would be, it's all survival. It's all, survival of the fittest and all that. One of the very interesting things that I heard him say in his book was, so he's a speaker, a motivational speaker, and he works, his organization is called, I didn't write this down, Common Way, and it's, I think it's in Oregon, is that right? I'm not sure, but anyway, he counsels people and he counsels organizations, and inclusivity is his big mission, inclusivity. And he sees that as the antidote to the breaker belief system. And he said that he would rather counsel a wealthy person, because a wealthy person, if they're coming to him to be counseled, they already know that money is not going to make them happy. I just thought that was a fascinating observation. So another category is, he calls the mess, and that's kind of all the problems that we have. And, I don't need to name all the problems we have. You know what those problems are. Then the next category he talks about are keepers. And this is a reference mostly to indigenous populations that have, for eons, they have found a way to live, for the most part, in peace, and certainly in peace, with peace in our natural world, with all the beings in the natural world. And so they really hold some sacred wisdom for us, and I really hope they're going to be part of this next chapter in a big way. That's just me speaking. Then the last category is us. I'm going to call us, he calls us menders. So menders are working to create a world that works for all by choosing to live consciously and being aware that we are an integral part of a vital, sacred planet. So our beliefs are, you can probably guess, we are one. We are not separate, we are one. And there is enough for all. He believes that we are the catalyst for a new society by helping to bring balance. To live as a mender means having a spiritually based view of the power greater than the individual, than the family, than the nation. And we make decisions to support not only the current population on this planet, but the future generations. We also live from the spiritual truth that anything we do to someone else affects us because we are all one. And so the Mender's goal is what Faith had read, to create an inclusive human society that works for all humans and non-humans on a habitable planet. One way to measure if a society is working for all is to ask the question, could anyone trade places with anyone else and not feel deprived or oppressed? Yeah, just ponder that for a moment. Switching places with someone and it's fine. It's fine to switch places. If the answer is yes, then all needs are being met and the abundance of life is being shared. From this perspective, there are no enemies. All are included. We recognize and treat all beings as sacred. And it comes back to that belief which is held by most, or I will say all world religions, and Jesus spoke it. Do unto others whatever you would have them do unto you. So I'll just say briefly, he got into, so how do we move forward? Now, that would be a whole nother talk. But he said common values. So think about things that everybody would agree upon. Like if you're in a room and you ask the question, do you want clean drinking water? Everyone in the room would say yes. These are examples that he gave, that he used. Do you want help for people who are suicidal? And a big part of the population in his audience that day had known of someone who committed suicide, and so the majority said yes. Do you want to feel safe and respected? That's another yes. So there are starting places that can help us move forward from our sense of separation, and especially in our polarized politics. So if we question, okay, so we want world peace. Why are so many people willing to go to war? And he believes it is a breaker mentality of exclusivity. I am separate from you. So that gives people permission to treat each other poorly. And any idea of a world that works for all, to the breakers, that's just not even possible. They say the way things are, a status quo, is just human nature. It's always been this way. It'll always be this way. All right. So shifting to world peace and the idea of self-doubt, I invite you to just close your eyes and take a breath and connect with your heart space. And as we go through this time of just some sacred questioning, I'm going to use 3 qualities, but there may be qualities that resonate more with you, and just feel free in your own personal process to use whatever qualities resonate with you. And so in this idea of world peace and self-doubt, ask your heart, where am I conflicted with myself that creates self-doubt? Where am I conflicted with myself that creates self-doubt? Just let your heart guide you to that place, that experience. And if nothing comes, it's okay. I have a few more questions. Where do I feel disappointed in myself that creates self-doubt? Where do I feel disappointed with myself that creates self-doubt? And where do I feel I am not enough in some way, which brings self-doubt? Where do I feel I am not enough in some way, which brings self-doubt? The peace and wholeness we seek is an inside job. To heal self-doubt and conflict, start with compassion. It's not just you. Life as a spiritual being in a human body is not easy for most people. Can you be more patient? Can you give yourself more time? Or relax more? Can you trust the process of life and that you are right where you need to be? You're right on time? And instead of feeling less than, can you appreciate who you are as a perfectly imperfect, divine being? We all have challenges. And can you see with hindsight how the struggles caused you to grow? If you have answered these questions for yourself, breathe deeply and feel relief as you cut yourself some slack. Cut yourself some slack for being human, for your perfect imperfections. Feel peace, as Reverend Fay said, like you're breathing it in. Feel it as this gentle kindness towards yourself. Perhaps even allowing your heart to conjure an image of peace, what it means to you. Becoming a touchstone, a symbol, an image, a place, something you can come back to over and over again. And so I want to congratulate you in taking a step toward world peace, because these thoughts of compassion, patience, and kindness hold frequency and vibration that are high, that are healing. And there's many more high frequency vibrations. You know, you could have used harmony or wisdom, love. But these thoughts hold a frequency that is healing, that helps to reveal a truth, that goes into the collective consciousness, to the overall shared collective consciousness that can influence and create a peaceful world. Now that you're in this peaceful place, it might be easier to look at some other areas of conflict. So just consider these questions. Am I critical of others who have hurt or disappointed me? I'm sure that would be yes, because it's part of life. Just imagine two perfectly imperfect people coming together. They are bound to hurt each other. Another question, are there people I dislike or feel uncomfortable around? Another human experience. We aren't really expected to like everyone. We're all here to learn different things. However, are you willing to see from a broader perspective that your fellow humans are perfectly imperfect, just like you? We don't know other people's challenges most of the time. People don't necessarily share that up front. But most people have them. That is something that we share in being human. And since we share a world that is certainly impacted by our shared yet varied experience of imperfection, might it feel better if we give each other compassion, patience, and kindness as a conscious act of creating peace in the world? Our willingness to open our hearts towards others, that's a powerful way of being. And it creates a powerful internal peace that is the first step toward world peace. So breathe and allow yourself that shift away from feeling separate. And remember our unbreakable connection to all as part of the human family. So just say to yourself, I am willing to release the self-criticism and instead feel compassion. I am also willing to find compassion for others who I have criticized, because I cannot know all that they have been through. I'm willing to stop judging myself and be more patient. And I am willing to be more patient with others I have judged. for I have not walked in their shoes. I'm willing to let go of all disappointment and be kind to myself. I'm willing to let go of feeling disappointed by others and be kind to them, trusting that they are living their best from moment to moment. I trust that I and everyone else are right where we need to be for the highest and best outcomes. I am willing to accept myself and others as we are, divinely imperfect. And I recognize, embrace, and embody my amazing ability and the ability of others to create life-affirming change if we choose to. I affirm that the universe is for all of us and against none of us. So congratulations as you bring yourself back to this room, to this moment. Perhaps giving yourself a little hug. Appreciating who you are. Because you are truly amazing. And then look to your neighbor and smile in celebration, for our greatest strength lies in how much we are the same. So taking a breath, feeling your body, maybe moving a little bit. Just good to reflect on, okay, I'm upset about the lack of peace. Peace begins with me. So, we have another song. Right?
We're going to do this beautiful song. It's called Peace State, and it's by Nancy Baudet and Nur Felice from South Africa. And there's a part in the song that repeats, and it says, "You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are." So I hope you will sing with us.
Hold on, love is on its way. Hold on, just another day. If we let the fire burn high, illuminate our whole lives, the love we shine will never die. Here we go. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. Freedom isn't far away. Freedom will be the ones to say, rise up and sing against hate. Why don't we make the peace state a sacred bond that'll never break? You and and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. It's time to open our eyes and realize we're all human, the essence of love. We're all chosen for this path, this life, this road, the truth spoken. Don't wait, let's make a peace state. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are.
Sure, you can do the whole thing. Yeah. Go for it. Offertory.
Yes, yes. This is the time in our service where we are focusing on gifts that we give and gifts that we receive. And so it's an offering time. And years ago, when I first came to this center and we had a class, some class on giving thanks and whatever it was, because I've been through so many classes, I don't know which one it was on. But I learned a phrase, thank God I'm rich. Thank God I'm rich because I have enough. And so I began writing that on my checks in the little memos thing, but I really didn't write the whole thing out. I just wrote TGIR. And it made me happy to be able to know that I could feel good about providing electricity for the house, or I've never really minded paying taxes for good roads and schools and education and such. And so it just created a whole new energy around the idea of giving and receiving, because what I give and I receive in gratitude. And I don't know why that came up today, but it did, so I'm just saying that. So if you would join me, this is a time, there are many ways to give here, by the way. We can give on the website and celebrationcenter.org. There's a give button. You can put dollars or checks in the basket on the table, and the QR code is available. And that is also, no, that's not on our website, I don't think, but the QR code is available, and I'm even learning how to use them. So if I can use them, you can use them. And just even if you write checks with a smile, it makes a difference. You know, that smile that Jenn was talking about. So please say our saying with me. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And so let's just bless these gifts in our mind's eye. See these gifts coming to us and us receiving them with gratitude. And then us giving out from this space of love and peace and joy, from the oneness of humanity. See us giving back into the world all that Celebration Center has to give. And we give it gladly. And we receive peacefully and joyfully also. And so it is.
So it is. So we like to celebrate guests, and hoping that they at some point won't be referred to as that. And so I know we have two new people here today. Would you be willing to stand up and just introduce yourselves and say how you found us?
Okay, this is Robin and Charlene McCann.
Robin and Charlene.
We've been in this country for a few years. We came to be with our children. We had a religious science movement in Cape Town, South Africa. I've been trained in Chicago under Dr. Whitehead. And so we have a great history in this movement and a strong, strong commitment to what it stands for and what it demonstrates in all of us. And we've been together now for about 42 years.
Lovely. Strong commitment to this movement. They've been together 42 years.
And if any of you need a child, some available. But it's wonderful to be here. And we're excited and feel very uplifted by the intimacy that you share here. Wonderful gift. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Yay. So if you are online and are new with us, there is a guest card that you can fill out. There's a QR code for that. And for Robin and Charlene, there's a guest card over on the table here if you would be kind enough to fill that out. And then we'll stay in touch with you when you can get the newsletter and such. So thank you again for being here. Let's see. I got my pages mixed up here. Okay, announcements. Today at 12:15, we will have the Power of 8 Healing Circle in person. That is also on Zoom. Next Sunday, our guest speaker is our own Terry Murphy, the president of the board. Yay, Terry. And after service, we will have cookies and conversation. May 31st, the end of the month, the last Sunday in the month, is our next pop-up choir, which is where you can show up at 9:30 here and rehearse with the choir, and then you get to sing during service. That is turning out to be a wonderful, wonderful experience for people that can't, that it's a time saver. Let's put it that way. So let's see. One more announcement. Okay.
On May 17th, I will be having another Zentangle get-together. So if you are interested, please come. There'll be more in the newsletter about it, but we had a good time last time, and we're going to do more. Zentangle is a process where you create something that looks like art with lines and circles and dots and orbs. No, we don't call them circles, we call them orbs, because circles are too hard to draw.
And it's meditative.
Oh, and it is meditative, yes. I know learning it, sometimes we have questions and talking, but basically this is a thing that you can get lost in and just pay attention so that you're not going ahead of yourself. We're just in it. Thank you, Stephanie.
Meditate, kind of like meditative doodling that's with some structure. Is that a good description? Yeah, and it doesn't, I guess it's pretty wide open. You don't have to structure it. Okay, we have a closing song, and then we have our closing affirmations.
Okay.
Do you want to have you been circling up for this song?
Oh, I'm not sure, but I would ask you to sing. We're going to all sing together, Let There Be Peace on Earth. If you want to form a circle, whatever feels good.
perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my sacred vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Well done, well done. Okay, so just reminding you, right after service, we're going to be going into the foyer, right? Yeah, and have a little ceremony blessing our peace pole that is right here, which we're going to move into the foyer. So our closing affirmation, please say after me. I feel better about myself when I include others. I am compassionate, kind, and patient with myself and others. I find one thing to be grateful for with anyone who has hurt or disappointed me. I live from the spiritual truth. We are one and there is enough. Thank you all for showing up today and for honoring this vision of world peace. So it is.